All right, so now these buttons are looking very nice, but they don't have any functionality yet. So let's change that. First of all, we will take care of this quit game button because this is the easiest thing you can do. So here we can select this quit game button and add event for on clicked. So whenever we click this button, this event will fire. And all we need to do here is we can just call quit game, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So now when I press play and I will click on this quit game button, you can see the game closes. As simple as that. So now let's take care of this play button. So let's add event for on clicked. Let's move it up here. So here, what we need to do is we can call something called open level by object reference. So this node will just load a new level, which in our case will be level game. As simple as that. And let's see what's going on when I press play. Yeah, we're in the level, but there are some issues. First of all, the mouse is still visible and we are not able to move because remember, in this main manual level, we've set the input to UI only and we're showing the mouse cursor. So now we need to do the opposite right here. So let's just grab player controller because we need to set input mode game only this time. And we also want to disable the mouse cursor. So set show mouse cursor should be set to false. So let's play. Yep, everything's working. We can actually play the game, but it doesn't look that good. We're just spawning into this level. It doesn't look that well. So what we can do is we can just create some screen fading. And in order to do that, let's go back to designer and I will create new image, move it to the bottom, but no, to the canvas panel, not to the actual vertical box, which we can close. And this image will be anchored to the entire screen. We will reset all the offsets and we will change the tint to be black like this. And for render opacity, we want to set it to 0 by default and also make sure that this is a variable. So let's call this black screen and check is variable. Compile, save, and now we can just go to animation where we will create a new one called black screen fade. We will add this black screen and add render opacity. We'll start from 0 and over half a second we will go to 1. Okay, that looks nice. Let's exit the animation and let's go to graph one more time. So here, before actually opening the level, what we can do is we can just grab this animation from here, black screen fade, and we can play animation. Now we can connect this here, compile, and let's see how this works. So when I press play, oh, it doesn't work because this black screen is covering these buttons. So we need to click on the black screen, and now we need to make sure that the visibility is set to not hit. So we're not able to hit the black screen. And here, before we actually open this level, after playing this animation, we need to add a slight delay of something like 1 second. So this animation has actually time to play. So now when I press play and play here, you can see it looks way better. But we should also add a fade screen animation when we open the level game. So we can do that inside our blueprint player. If we will go to up here to this initialization function, we can create new pin, and here we will just grab our main UI reference. From here we will grab our black screen fade animation, and we can do play animation. Plug this main UI reference as a target, but now we also need to change this to reverse because this animation is going from 0 to 100% visibility of that black screen, and we want to reverse that. So we need to set it to reverse. So now this should actually look very nice. When I press play button, you can see the screen goes black. And yeah, everything is working very, very nice. But this fade is pretty quick, so we need to change this to 0.3. Now this should look even better. Yeah, this looks awesome. This looks very, very nice. And while we're talking about fadings, when we open the game, we can also fade our screen so it will look even better. So let's go back to our main menu. And here we can use something called event construct, which is basically like event begin play for this main UI widget blueprint. Basically, where this widget blueprint is created, this event construct is firing. So we can just grab our screen fade and play animation, but obviously in reverse. So now when we press play, you can see the screen is fading just like this, and it looks a little bit nicer in my opinion. All right, so we can quit the game, we can play the game. Everything is looking very nice. If you want to, you can add some credits. So if you click this button, you can show some credits on the side of the screen or create new widget blueprint for that. I just think it's necessary because it's very easy to create by yourself. So now we're done with our main menu. Let's see what we can do with our pause menu.